Do you have the link for the court?
Thank you, gentlemen. This is rumor control. Here are the facts.
It's an emergency stream. There's a raging emergency.
FBI, open up!
Oh boy, I got Miguel Munoz in the house. You guys wanted a midweek stream. I gave you one early. How's that? One day early. I want to talk about OnlyFans today too. Anyways, I got Miguel Munoz, my partner in crime here in Las Vegas, Nevada. We are crime lords. The Black Lords of Vegas have returned. The Black Lords of Las Vegas are in the house today. I will have Charlie in as well here in a moment. There we go. No introductory videos for this show. It's so important. It's such an emergency. This is a raging emergency. What's going on, man?
What's going on, man? Welcome to the red pill. Well, the red pill.
Yes. What passes for the red pill in the crypto exchange? Right. You know, it's funny. I need to dig up that GIF where I did that one GIF of all the Ghostbusters, and it was like crypto, red pill, like real estate bros, and that's like Black Twitter. and they're all like firing, like, you're crossing the streams to like kill off Zool, the wokesy Zool. I gotta put that into like a video instead of a GIF. What's up with you, man? Where are you out right now? So everybody knows. I know you're back from Miami, but you defeated the hurricane, or you just got out just in time.
Defeated the hurricane, took money from the casino, and got out of there with my life intact. It was incredible. It was quite a journey.
Yeah. That's
I'm
funny.
on I wouldn't say unbeatable, but I'm almost on an unbeatable winning streak in Miami.
Really?
Like, I've been hitting the Hard Rock in Miami, just nailing them for thousands of dollars every time I go. It makes the trip quite enjoyable.
So you mean on the tables, right?
Yeah, on the table. Yeah, on the tables are roulette. The craps tables are a little weird.
What's funny is, I'll tell you the funny thing is, and I don't think people understand this. And maybe it's a crypto thing, but I worked at casinos for at least half of my working career. I was an art director for the Silver Legacy Casino. Now I can say what they are because this is something I don't have to worry about getting fired. Silver Legacy Casino. Well, really the tri properties: El Dorado, Circus, and Silver Legacy. What they used to be all Gary Carano owned, the mob owned. And by the way, if you know who Gina Carano is, she is the daughter of Glenn Carano, who was one of the Carano brothers, who was one of the primary guys who used to. They sold off to Mandalay Bay not too long ago, and I don't know if they've changed hands since then. But I think they still run the casinos. It's just that the ownership has changed over to Mandalay Bay. Right. But Glenn Carano, they all have G names, by the way. It's like Glenn, who is the guy that I used to work with all the time. Right. And then there's, Gary. Gary was the guy that I worked with, and he was the Silver Legacy guy. Then there was Glenn. Glenn was kind of like, he kind of went around all the different properties. And then there was Greg Carano. And then their dad's name was Don Carano. I know. It sounds like a Netflix special, doesn't it? And then there's another one too. I can't remember. But Glenn Carano's daughter is Gina Carano, and they always use G's in their name. I don't know why, because they're top G's. But Gina Carano is actually the daughter of Glenn Carano, and that's why she's sort of like the hometown hero for the city of Reno. And then we also have Jeremy Renner also lives in Reno as well, from the Avengers. Hawkeye from the Avengers.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gina is Is she the UFC fighter? Is she the one that?
Yeah, she was. Yeah, well, yeah, and then she's been in all the Marvel movies. Like she's been in the X-Men movies, and she was in the Mandalorian. Yeah, she was until what's her face? Who's the chick? Who's the top dog at Lucasfilm or whatever it is for Disney right now?
Kathleen Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Oh man,
Kennedy's the one who like basically ended her career. Which sucks too, because everybody loves her. Everybody loved her character. Everybody loves her, because she's just very outspoken and stuff. And it's like she was just talking shit at the wrong time to the wrong people, I guess. But
I'm gonna see if I can get you a stream with like Star Wars Theory. He's like the biggest. Yeah. He's the biggest guy in Star Wars in terms of like on YouTube and stuff. And he's been against all this woke agenda stuff, and like Disney's trying to cancel him. But the problem is he's so damn famous in the Star Wars community. They're having trouble basically shutting him up. And they've actually tried to, like, after the fact, to basically there's videos where he hasn't monetized them, where YouTube is monetizing his videos without his permission and then demonetizing him, trying to get him like flagged and stuff because he's made all these fan videos and stuff. It's crazy.
Right. Oh, I gotta throw this one out here. OnlyFans simps fuel the economy. Well, funny you should say that. Funny you should bring this up. Whatever the fit red pilled, whatever your fucking name is. Because that was sort of like this is why this is an emergency right now. I threw this up a little bit earlier. 6.6 with $1 billion. 2023 OnlyFans content creators made combined $6.6 billion. The NBA's combined payroll is $4.9 billion, and then Miguel corrects me, says, "Yeah, most of that's crypto."
At least $500 million of that. That's 600 million. That's probably from crypto, bro.
Yes, and then I had to pull this one out here too because some guy I follow quite a bit. OnlyFans revenue exploded to $7 billion, and profits rise to 700 million. OnlyFans has made more money than all the Silicon Valley AI startups combined, powered by ass, not by AI. Yes, if you're always bet on pussy, always bet on sex. If there's sex is involved in like any financial anything, always bet on pussy. That's
what's the old pimp quote? No, it doesn't matter how bad things are, pussy will always sell for a certain price.
Yep. I thought that was it. Funny as I showed this, I actually sent this clip here to Mike Sartain. He's like, God damn. like even he couldn't believe it. And I have to since we're doing this soon, we're waiting on Charlie. Charlie's coming in at 1:00, so we're just gonna. This is like whenever I have you guys on, everybody knows if I have Charlie and Miguel on, they've got crypto mindset is coming up. So obviously we're going to talk about crypto. We're going to talk about that. But I always try to make it like topical. Whenever I have you guys on, it's not just about crypto. It's about like how, like what's the confluence between like, say, the red pill, like my niche and your niche. And people always wonder, is Rolo shilling again? Yes, I am. Today we're going to do that just a little bit. Okay.
So let me show you. Kyle, pull up my screen.
There you go.
Well, if you didn't know the red pill, you'd be like, holy shit, Cardi B's made a brand new token called Wet Ass Pussy. It's time to buy. It's time to buy, you guys. WAP is now live, you guys. And here's the crazy thing. When this token, allegedly, when this token launched, right? I talked about it yesterday on my show. The token had been out for 2 hours. If you weren't in within the first 11 minutes, and realistically the first 5 minutes, you really didn't make that much money. And then it kind of went sideways. So pretty sure a lot of insiders got to basically buy it at nothing. Yeah. And then by the time you could have got in, you're like, holy shit, Cardi B's in this, just launched a coin. It was already like 2 cents.
Oh, really? Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it didn't really do, it really didn't do much. I mean, shout out to X right here. This token is most likely a scam, as shown by the Bubbles report map. Users recommended it to advise caution when interacting with this token and tokens posted by this account.
That's funny.
Yeah, and this is a part of a whole marketing company by Nansom. Like, let me show you this. This is a real thing. Outside of 2 celebrity coins, this is every celebrity coin. This is not all of them, but most of them. Bando to 0, S-Whip to 0, to 0, Jenner.
Oh my God.
0, Floyd 0. Shout out to Big Red, baby. 0, Smash 0, Rich the Kid 0, O Block 0, Bow Wow 0, Sexy Red 0.
Sexy Red is at 0. That's
This one allegedly wasn't actually run by him. So this one may be a pass right here, but it was. I've heard conflicting reports. So this one he may have not actually launched the coin, and it basically like as soon as it launched, it just went to 0 right away because it's basically like what the fuck is this shit? Basically,
oh my
right?
God.
Yeah, French Montana, Jason Derulo. I mean, dude, just Hulk Hogan, bro.
Hulkster coin.
Hulkamania running wild. That one allegedly rugged with $300,000. That's where it went to 0. Yes, with 300,000 went to 0.
Is it like rug coin?
Kingston. Listen, and Jenner launched another one. He launched the one on Solana, went to 0. The one on Ethereum also went to 0.
I love how you call him he. Oh, geez.
You know, like Quavo and the Migos and stuff. The Clout one went to 0. I mean, Hero went to 0. I mean, Soldier Boy, Waka Flocka Flame, G Unit.
Waka Flocka.
Bro, dude, just look at all this shit, dude. This is
Waka Flocka, the first bro to like walk off fresh and fit.
Oh yeah.
But believe it or not, there's only 2 influencer coins. This is the first one right here. The Iggy is, believe it or fucking not. Yeah, but I have to give.
Is that live now? Can you buy it?
Yeah, you can buy it. It's worth. Last I looked, it was $90 million.
It's worth $90 million. Wow.
$90 million.
Would it be worth it to get into that? Like for half an hour and then sell it?
Honestly, I'd probably say yeah. I mean, I'd probably wait for a little dip, maybe to buy it a little cheaper. But there's people that are starting to back it. There's starting to be some big people that are backing it.
Why doesn't Swift release a coin?
They should probably break up with it later.
Yeah, so then she could write a song about it.
The Swifties are gonna hold the line.
I have the rug.
Oh God.
But
man, I tell you,
some of these coins could have been successful. It's just or semi-successful. It's just these people are lazy and it's just a cash grab. Where I'll at least give Iggy a little bit of flowers here. She was trying, like she was like doing events.
And just to add insult to injury, what is the Andrew Tate coin at right now?
Let me look. Let's look at the old deck screener here.
I can't even find it anymore. Not listed.
Yeah, it's called Daddy Tate.
Tate.
Is that? Yeah, I guess this is the real one. Yeah. So believe it or not, this is worth the same amount. Iggy, Daddy and Mom and Mother are at the same. Look, he's even got a. Iggy's slapping Iggy's Alien's ass. So I mean, this is what it's done right here. So it came out, obviously, look, boom. Shot up here to about 34 cents, and now it's at 14 cents. So it did a pretty violent crash. Usually, like the least thing about Tate is they're consistent. So I think Tate's still supporting it, so it's not dead. This is why it hasn't died, because this is what I'm saying. It's like, I've warned a lot of because we do consultations with people, and people have come to us, hey, Miguel, I have an idea for a coin, and I usually tell people like probably don't do it, man, because these are not NFTs. Because things are still murky, you could actually get the government to come after you eventually. Yeah. Like I think every influencer that's made a coin, from Akon all the way up to I think Tate's fine, but maybe even or meme coins are. Well, some meme coins stay forever. Dogecoin's been here for almost the entirety.
Meme coins are still, it just kind of depends, I think, because you told me. Okay, so. Yes, I have bought meme coins. I have Kai. I've got Kittenheimer right now, and I got Kittenheimer because Trader SC was involved in it, and actually kind of liked Kittenheimer. And it's still doing okay. It's not like where it was when it first jumped out, and it's had a. Can you call up Kittenheimer on there? See what it's Khai.
Yeah, Kittenheimer. But I just wanted to show that, look, they've done the same move. Look.
Yeah.
Leather came up, boom.
Spike, drop, up, down.
And then now it's up. But that's rare, where most of these other ones are just, it would spike up and then just instant zero, right? So that's kind of the big difference here, is that they're at least still alive. Kittenheimer.
What is that?
This Kittenheimer right now, it's a much older coin, which is good, but look, and more of a slower ramp up, because with these influencer coins, they kind of go like this. There's no time to buy. So people had time to buy, it went up, and now it's kind of.
Well, and the other thing about Kittenheimer is it wasn't backed by a really super big name celebrity either. It was just like a meme coin to be a meme coin.
Yeah, this one's done. This one's done really. This one done pretty well, and it's actually relatively cheap. It's kind of like a higher end low cap. It's like 25 million bucks. When coins start getting to about 100, that's when you need a big marketing push and exchange listings. So this thing still has like a 5x secure, pretty secure. You know, getting to 100 million.
Yeah.
With
Trends they're coming out with an NFT now too.
Yeah.
NFT. Yeah.
The one, I mean, shout out to Trader SZ and stuff like that and all these other guys, but like Frog is one that I jumped into pretty as well. Like this is like basically they're trying to make like a frog coin on this one and stuff. So I've done very well on this one. Yeah,
Only
only up until right.
Only up.
I've done really good with frog coins. I probably
so which one is that one?
That's Frog. Basically they're trying to make a Pepe on Solana. This is the first one to stick. Actually,
throw me call up Ponke.
Ponke Monkey, right?
I'm down $6 right now.
You're down $6 on Ponke.
Yeah, it's just
I jumped in like I just kind of like I'm hobby coining Ponke, but it's kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, it's a cool coin. It stayed pretty steady.
Look at that. That's not too bad. You had a really slow
other charts. Like the other charts are kind of like fast down and then kind of just sit here forever. These are like enough for your like steady growth. Like boom, okay, boom, okay, boom, okay, okay. This here was when Solana Giga crashed. Believe it or not, it survived. Most of these other meme coins, like you guys are only seeing the meme coins that survived. I could show you charts of coins that when Solana crashed, they're done. They're not coming back, basically, right? So yeah, I think Ponke actually has the biggest Instagram for any meme coin.
Let me ask you this: do you think meme coins are going to die in 2025?
Yes. Yeah. Oh no, 2020. No. 26. Yes.
26. Okay, so they got a little bit more shelf life to them.
Yeah, so in terms like this is something that we teach on the courses and stuff, but basically worst case scenario, we have until April, May. If the bull run ends early, and if it doesn't end early, then we have about maybe October, November.
Okay.
Of next year, which is pretty good.
Is that going to matter? Is it going to matter who's in the White House at that point?
Very much, yeah. With Kamala, I think it pretty much ends in early summer or summer. With Trump, I think it could bleed into very late. Very early 26 or very early or very late 25. That's the end. But that extra pump might just be reinflating to the same prices, but it just gives you more chance to make more money and kind of exit and stuff. And
this is a good question. Is it better to buy and hold or day trade crypto?
Buy and hold. Like it's not even it's night and day. Like you can only day trading is like you're only doing like a Solana as an example, right? Because most people are day trading really don't have much money, so like you're putting in like a Solana in a coin and trying to sell it in the same day. You're just looking for volume and coins are kind of moving, and then you're scalping. You can do that on meme coins when they're brand new and they've got some like on the trending page. Can you pull me up again one more time, like just to show and we're going to teach this, but like you look at coins here, like don't buy Diddy, but Jesus, but people are buying like Diddy, American base again, buff. You look at coins up here and then be wary of coins up here. You see these coins with these little thunderbolts. This is a brand new paid feature for Dex Screener where people are able to pay to get their coins shown up a little bit.
Okay. So
one thing you could sort of do is like you could look at volume and stuff like that, but kind of age with volume. There's ways we'll show later on in the crypto mind. You can add filters and basically look for coins that are newer that have a little more price action. But a lot of the times, if let's say I click unboosted or unboosted, right? You're able to like look at like the last 24 hours where coins and so you're looking for coins that don't have the boost and stuff. But now people are not having to pay for them. Just even if the coin didn't need it, they're doing it just because that's the competition right now. You have to now, right? And
just to boost you up to the top.
Yeah, Frog has not had to do that because it's just done very well, and it just got listed on an exchange and stuff like that. Like you look at something like on Pulse Chain, right? No one's doing that over here because everyone's just competing normally. I would actually look at this coin. This is a BitBoy. BitBoy launched this coin on Pulse Chain. The reason it looks like this is it started with no coins at all on purpose, and all the supply's out in about 3-4 weeks now. And then there's about to be promotion for it and stuff. So they decided, all right, let out the coin. The coin supply started very low and just super high inflation rate. millions and millions and millions and billions of coins, and now, the coin now if I put it in log, right? So you bottomed out here. It makes it easier to see, right? Because this how long the coin they've let it out since 24 May of this year, and they've let it just come out for this. Most of the charts we've been looking at have just been like a couple months, right? This one's this is old in meme coin terms, but pulse chain coins kind of do this quite a lot.
Now, why did BitBoy do that? What's the logic behind that?
He likes Richard Hart. He likes the ecosystem, and then the people in Pulse Chain supported him, and helped him out and stuff like that. Right. And so he's always been pretty steady.
Of the meme coins, would you say this is a more stable meme coin?
The most stable meme coin would probably be either Pepe on Ethereum. Here, I can show you. The most stable of stable coins, right? The most stable of like all meme coins is Dogecoin. You can't it's just the gold standard. You can't.
Yeah, okay. But that came way before this rush of meme coins, though.
Oh yeah. This is the newest member is really the one that I made the most money on this cycle, which is Pepe. Just to show you, like, it came out over here on April 17th. I got into it on the 20th. I recommended everyone to buy it here on the 20th. I recommended people to buy it here. I sold it kind of right here, bought it back, and then
what is it about the Pepe coin that made you go, I think I'm going to put some money into this?
Well, on my show, I just always did Pepe memes. I've always thought this was the funniest, outside of like an actual like.
So you just did it on a whim, then?
Kind of on a whim, but I saw in reality, I saw a couple of really big wallets in Dogecoin and Shiba, especially in Shiba. They were seeding money into this, so I was like, "Ooh, that's different." Well, the big players from last cycle, they're moving a lot of money's moving around, and I saw some exchange money moving into Pepe. So I was like, screw it, let's go, let's put some money in. So I mentioned it on my channel. There's guys who put $100 into this, and they're up like 25,000, 20,000 and stuff. Like every 2 Ethereum that I invested into Pepe, I made about I think right now 200 grand. Grand for every 2 Ethereum I put into it or something. So like 100 grand per Ethereum. That's when Ethereum was $1,400, by the way.
Yeah.
So it's
you are correct. It is for meme coins. Yes, it is just a casino.
Well, now here's the thing: in this casino, I have the house edge.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the big difference. Is in the casino, you don't have the house edge. In here, you can get a house edge. I've been here since the beginning of the whole cycle, bought Bitcoin at the all-time lows along with Charlie. We were telling guys to buy Bitcoin at $15,000, right? Look at this. Bitcoin sitting at 62,000. The safest stuff, right? You bought Bitcoin. We were screaming at people. We were on this show as well. We were on the show. We were on Fresh and Fit. We were on every show in the Red Pill. We were telling people, buy Bitcoin 15,500, $20,000, just buy it. In a year and some change, you're up 3x on your money. Ethereum, we were screaming at people to buy Ethereum at $800. Some people listened, some people didn't. But we had people who from the last cycle had made millions, have made themselves extremely wealthy just from buying Bitcoin and Ethereum only, and now have taken a small chunk of their portfolio, $1 million, just a small chunk, and have now buying all these other coins or are making even more money. We were recommending one of the big ones that I was recommending. I hated Solana. Personally, but I didn't let my hatred for it to stop me to make money, right? I was telling people to buy it right around here. I was telling people to buy it at $16, $18, and was recommending it all through here. And bam, it went up to like $200.
But then it did have a giga crash, though. You're saying it was back in August or something?
Yeah, it crashed $100. So it went from 200 to 100, and right now it's sitting at 140. So it's pretty much people made their money. But the beautiful thing is, because we taught people about this ecosystem, they made money. They now have all their casino chips, as an example, right? A $5 casino chip that they were their $100 they put into there has now turned into a $25 chip or a $100 chip. So it's this whole thing where if someone put $10,000 into Solana, they now have almost $100,000 or more, depending on how they played around with it or if they just held it. And people have been able to buy the ecosystem tokens underneath it and made themselves even more wealthy. Phantom was another one. We were telling people to buy Phantom at 16 cents. This one I was talking about at the absolute all-time low. It's at 60 cents, but this went to $1.20. We were in this coin basically 16 cents last cycle as well, and this thing shot up to $3 $3. It actually went a little higher than that. I think $3.60 basically. But this last cycle, right? It literally crashed to 16 cents. It's like it was in here, dude. I mean, I got me and Charlie got receipts for days, basically. Yeah, we got receipts for days on these coins, and then we've done the research because it could have totally been that like Solana could have gone to zero, Phantom went to zero. So I was in these ecosystems along with Charlie, playing around, looking to make sure, is this thing alive? Oh shit, it is. Oh shit, it's gonna come back. Okay, you guys, let's go. We hit the green light. We've done the research. We've played around with it. We made sure things are safe enough to use. We use a lot of wallets, and we played around with it for months to make sure that we weren't losing our money. Our money wasn't being stolen. And they're like, all right, let's go. And we've made a lot of money from doing that. Yeah. ISO bros. Some ISO coins made money, but like, bro, XRP has been the stable coin of stable. I feel so bad for the guys in XRP. I really hope they get the only thing that could save XRP's token price is an ETF, because man, dude, this coin's one of the oldest coins in crypto. I mean, it's been around since 2013. The company's been 2012. It basically did a whole lot of nothing. You see how it, like in 2017 it went crazy, and then even less here, it's just limp ticking. Look, all this right here, right? If you let's just say I bought the entire low in 2022, right? 33 cents may have been the low here. Yeah, 33 cents maybe. 33 cents, 52 cents. So all the money you made was like what you can make in the stock. What's the point? You know, there wasn't that much of money maker. So you had to trade. So we like coins where you don't have to trade it too much and stuff. Where you just can buy it, hold it. You get a lot of appreciation on your money. But with XRP, you're kind of forced to like on these big swings. And and this is what happened to the chart here, is that people in the community, like as soon as you get a little pump, they sell it, then they rebuy back in. Big pump, they sell it, because that's the only way they can make money. Is they have to, like, so a large part of their community become traders because they have to. Basically. Yeah. Shout out Trader SE.
Yeah, Trader SE. Trader SE has a very novel like approach to all of this. I've discovered, because I listen to you guys. I listen to, like, I lurk in your shows and Charlie's shows and stuff like that. Sometimes I'm even in here in the studio when you guys are here. But then like I look at what Trader SE is doing, and he's just like he's the one that turned me on to Kittenheimer. Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is this Kittenheimer? And so I'm looking at this and I go, oh, this is kind of cool. I just like the art and the quick hit flash movies and stuff that they have. And I thought it was cool. And Trader's like, yeah, put some in and I'll match you. And I'm like, okay, so I have money in Kittenheimer. And then it started to take off, and I was like, damn, he was right about this. And then he's like, he'll tell you get out. Just get out now. Like, and you go, but it's on its way up. You're like, no, you have to have some self-control, of this stuff, because this is when you want to bottle out. So I'm like, okay. So like usually I wait for like these texts or like these DMs in my Twitter saying, get out. But I don't. Go ahead. I don't sit on the exchanges and like look at things like on a daily basis. The other thing I really do is like I'll go into probably once a day. I'll go onto my Phantom, or I'll go onto my MetaMask, and then I'll look at what's going on, and then I'm done. Right? I just like once a day. But like I'm not like you guys, because you guys are like at it like all day long. And I wish I could be. I wish I could be like that.
Yeah, I mean, but it's just, he's been in our market for a long time. So have I. Like you can see these moves coming more or less if you really like I watch the Phantom chart all the time. I watch Pulse Chain all the time. There's a point here, like he's paying attention to Kittenheimer. He's paying attention to these coins. So that's what he's doing. So like you kind of learn there's a bit of a psychology and a bit of a how do you call it, a bit of a, each coin has a different personality.
Right.
Also, he's also what he's doing too as well that we do. It's a little easier on smaller cap coins, but you're watching the biggest wallets to see what are they doing, and then there's all these other games as well, as you're like, oh, this wallet, I've seen this wallet be super lucky for some strange reason. Weird, right? Every time this wallet jumps into a coin, he just magically gets on an exchange. How does that happen? Weird. Just so there's a bit of that right there, but it's just, this is some of the stuff we show people, but the problem is that on-chain, this is something called on-chain analytics. We teach it in the crypto mindset course, but it takes a lot of time. It's very time consuming. We can look at a chart and more or less in 20 minutes to an hour, figure out the path. Charlie's very quick at it, much quicker than me. Or I can look at the fundamental. Now the fundamentals might take me, an hour. Like I can look really quickly, figure out fundamentals, like a quick, like little flash thing of fundamentals in like 5 minutes. But once I do the deep dive, it could take me, an hour to 6 hours, depending on how deep I go into like the biggest wallets. And then it's just experience over time. Like eventually you make a little list of like, oh, I've recognized this wallet or this wallet or this wallet, But yeah, that's basically it right there and stuff. But like I do recommend this coin for you guys. Like Phantom's gonna do a nice move in the next 2 months. It's gonna turn into a brand new token. So like I think it goes back into $1.20 or actually above $2. There's kind of a range. It'll go to like $1.20 to like $2 if things are bullish, but if things aren't that bullish, you just go back up to $1.
Yeah, that's another one I know that Trader SC has brought up is Phantom in the past. He's got some other ones that he's been looking at too, and I'm like, I don't know where he comes up with these names or like I've never like he'll come up with like coins I've never even heard of before, and he's just like, hey, keep an eye on this. Let's see if I can find one here. Kittenheimer Ponke, I've got that. Cat Wi-Fi hat.
Cat with hat.
Cat with hat. Yeah, cat with hat. Meow coin. Meow coin. Cop dog. Have you got any money in Cop dog? Like, it's not enough that it's Kittenheimer, it's Cop dog now. Too. Cop dog, yeah. Polygon. You like Polygon?
No, not really. It's run by a bunch of Indians.
Yeah.
Literally, it is actually. But
it's funny is I almost want to like just go look for the wildest ass like coin name and just throw some money into it and see what happens.
You might win, and that's kind of the beautiful thing is like you're able to play these games right now, and it's still like, believe it or not, like the bull runs, like we're not in the mania phase yet.
Yeah,
that's the beautiful thing. Is like we're telling you about crypto right now before Bitcoin today crosses $100,000 for the first time in history. And then you'll have the news media saying, you stupid idiots. I know we spent the last 3 years telling you crypto's a scam, but if you had bought Bitcoin back in 1997, or no, not 1997,
1997, if you'd have bought Apple back in
2013, if you had bought, you would be a multimillionaire, a billionaire, but you're stupid. And that's what the media does to you is they call you crazy and an idiot to buy it when it's cheap, and they call you stupid for not buying. Expensive.
Well, I think what's funny is like everybody wants a sure fucking thing, right? Like this shit. I love this. The source is like, trust me, bro. Okay, well, here's the thing. It's like that's if you walk into a casino and I say, hey man, play this table, it looks pretty hot. It's like I don't know any different. It just looks like a good time, and then whatever. And I think it's funny is like you and I were talking about this earlier. And I didn't even understand this until you and I and Charlie all ended up in Vegas together, and we went to Red Rock Casino and we started playing. We were like, "Hey, let's go play." You will play craps? Yeah, hell yeah! Because I play. That's the only game I play is dice. Yeah, because it's always the best odds in the house, right? And so, at the very least, you can set yourself up to play the best odds in the house, which of course is rolling two cubes and with numbers on them. That's pretty much it. And knowing there's actually some strategy to the game of craps, right? I mean, is it based on luck? Is it based on just like, God, I hope I don't throw a 7 right now, or I hope I do throw a 7 right now? Knowing how to play the game in the first place is kind of there's definitely a learning curve. If you enjoy it, it's fun. I like it because it's a social game. I've worked in casinos like pretty much at least half of my like working career. Like I said, I was the art director for the Silver Legacy. I was the art director for Lighthouse Point Casino in Mississippi. I was an art director for Atlantis, held GSR, all these places in Reno and elsewhere. And the only game, like I'll see people go in there and just like just sit there and just, tap and play fucking, video poker machines or video slot machines. And by the way, I also worked at IGT, International Game Technology here was in Reno.
That's one of the big companies.
It's heyday. They make pretty much damn near all of those machines you see on the floor. Them and William.
It's not. That's a different company, right?
No, it's well, there's some other people that make them, like Williams Electronics makes them, but IGT is probably like it's International Game Technologies.
Gotcha.
I think they have changed the name of the company since I was there. The last time I was there was like in 2016. So, but I know the psychology behind it. I know, like they want to license certain like franchises. Like if it's a hot movie, like We're the Millers or something like that, they want to have that. They want to have that in a poker machine or whatever, or they have like if it's Fast and the Furious or whatever. And then occasionally you'll get like some weird themed one like Buffalo, like the Buffalo machines. You'll hear them when you can't miss the Buffalo machines because everybody Buffalo, yeah. And that was, what you want to know why that was like one of the first like hot machines is because it was the first progressive. Like it was a slot machine / progressive thing, and so you knew it was gonna pay out at a certain time. Like when it get to 40,000, you get 100,000, so 200,000, it's gonna pay pretty soon. Like because it gets up to that point, and then it cashes out at 120,000, and then goes back to zero again, and so it builds up over time. So it's a progressive. So what happens is it keeps people coming back to it because they can see that it's going up, and they know that if it gets closer to whatever it tops out at, that if they keep playing more right then the odds are that they're going to make more money off of that, right? So that's part of the psychology, right? It keeps people coming back, and I think that's interesting when you sort of compare that kind of stuff to like your mentality about gambling to sort of like your investments. And I don't think that it's necessarily exclusive to crypto. No. Like you can also put that into like sort of commodities. You can put that into any form of like sort of investing is. Some are more secure than others, obviously, but like
people in equities just have fancier word. Like like I like using simpler words in order to actually so you understand, the actual lesson. But a lot of people in equities essentially use all these fancy words, right, and all these special terms when it just means, yeah, I just gotta. I think from my projections that I think he'll do this, so I'm gonna bet on my projection. And that's really what it is. Like and this is the same thing too. Outside of buying the S&P 500 or outside of just dollar cost averaging into a Bitcoin or an Ethereum, you are speculating, but there's a thing of investing, and you have information and you can do your research,
right.
and that's actual investing. But people will look at it as speculating. But if you look at outside of people buying the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ or the Dow Jones and DCAing into a 401k, right, and getting their match, a lot of these stockbrokers are gambling. And if you actually like break down all these words and what are you doing? Well, I'm taking out a leverage long right now because I think China is actually their numbers are going to come in higher than expected. So I think that will boost up the market over there in Asia. And if that does by 3%, I think I'll be able to make a pretty decent return on my capital. So you're just gambling. So you're gambling. You think China might go up? Yes. For a fact, no. That's insider trading.
Well, like for instance, we just had a hurricane that went through South Carolina and just like ripped that place to shreds, right? Well, guess what? Guess what they're going to be needing very soon? Building materials. They're going to be needing a lot of different types of commodities that are suddenly going to go up in price as a result of the fact. And I hate to say it, you're basically investing in human suffering, but like that's how the market works. And we've got a Cat 5, Cat 6 hurricane off the coast of freaking, Florida right now. You know what? Maybe now it's the time to start. There's certain indicators that maybe this is a safe bet right here. So there are safer bets than other things. Like if you're betting on horses, if you're betting on dogs, like I rescue greyhounds, so I understand like the betting lines and the trifectas and stuff like that goes into sort of like betting on those things. But I'll tell you the thing is like since I know greyhounds fairly well, if you go and you look at certain websites, you can find the lineage of that dog, their win to loss ratios, their win, place, and show, like first place, second place, third place, and show, and you can see which one. And then it's also, is it a wet track or a dry track dog, right? Is it a bigger dog with more muscle, or is it a lighter dog so it can glide over a dry track faster? Like there's all these little variables in there that like if you know how the game is played, you can develop strategies about that. And the same, by the way, is true for even things that are random, like craps, for instance. So like when I started playing with you and Charlie, you guys know the strategies behind playing craps, like the Iron Cross. There's a tactic or a strategy called the Iron Cross in casino. Now, could you just simply crap out in the next roll? Yeah, you can, but at least you're maximizing your strategy. So before you do, you're cleaning up before it goes out, right? So
and a big thing about craps teaches you is bankroll management as well. Make sure you're
Right.
squirreling money away from these really, because you get maybe like on a table, you might like every 7 shooters, there might be one that shoots really good. It's usually one guy shoots really good, 2 mediocres, and just 4 bad, basically, or 4 just bad. And if it's a good table, you have everyone's kind of mediocre, decent, and like 2 really good shooters, and you're killing it. And that's really what it is. And it's making sure not to like, make sure to, press up when the shooter's shooting good. And then at some point you got to start squirreling away cash to basically survive.
Because it's going to, because you're going to bomb out. But the thing is, you're already out there, right? You're already on the table. So there's nothing you can really do about it except for like squirrel, like you said, squirrel away cash, right? Yeah. So
it's squirreling away cash and stuff. And it always is funny talking to people that come from TradFi or just like, because like you have like, investments are, all investing is like the difference between trading and investing is time frame. Really, right? Like a day trader, right? Like I'm trying to make something happen within the day, which you can't do. I'm hoping for a certain expectation over 3 months. But if you're getting into an investment, like I think this coin will do very good over the next 2 years, cool, over this next bull run, I'll buy it now. There's a portion of this. If this does really swing high really quickly for some reason, I'll take some profits off the table. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just having a mentality of like, because you also have to know which market you're playing in. In equities, a stock moves 40-50%. That's basically it. Like you killed it and that's it. But that's chump change in crypto, right? Yeah. Like I'm not lying when I say this. I beat the S&P 3 out of 4 years. The fourth year is because crypto dies, but that's because the market's cyclical. It has a very bad bear market, right? But after it recovers, crypto kicks the S&P's ass every fucking time.
I love this. They're talking about spot trading. They should be highlighting the risk of leveraging. Oh, trust me, we know the saying: liquor, ladies, and leveraging will get you wrecked.
Yeah, and I was only using leverage trading as an example to show you. Just to show you how ridiculous it is. Because guys in equities, they unless they have stupid amounts of money to buy, I've talked to very, very, very wealthy guys from Wall Street, and they have the type of money where they can afford to buy $50 million, $100 million of Apple stock, let it go up 10 cents for the day, sell it, and they just bank hundreds of thousands of dollars.
All right, so I have to ask this since we always talk about Hex. So is Richard Hart still in the SEC hearings right now?
Yeah. Well, not here. But yeah, there's the lawsuit's happening. They're going to start hearing if they're going to throw the case out on October 31st. So they moved it from the 27th to the 31st. So it's going to be on Halloween in New York. I don't. Yeah, ridiculous. But we're hoping. I think it's going to be a big nothing burger. I think they're just going to kick the can down the road for the lawsuit. But no matter what, at the worst case, it's going to be a slap on the wrist, and they're just going to charge him probably like $25 million, and that's it. Yeah, that's
now when he gets free and clear of this, does that have an effect on Hex?
Oh, because he can stream. He can basically go back on YouTube, stream, start talking shit, and then money can start moving around. And basically, the only reason this case is even a thing is just because the SEC just hates crypto. They're going after anybody they can. They went after XRP. They went after Coin. Anybody who's anybody. Like basically, you're a nobody if you don't have an SEC case as a project.
Yeah. So everybody wants to say, you're holding a negative bag. Like, yeah, I am. But I'll tell you the other thing is like, who else is holding a negative bag? Whoever put money into what Sam Bankman, Sam Bankman's, was it SBT? What was his
FTX?
FTX. Yeah, that's right.
Which we warned everybody. We warned people to sell FTX. We warned people to take their money off of FTX, off of Celsius. We told people to get all their money off of Luna. It's all on YouTube too. We told everyone to get the hell out of all these coins, but people don't understand. You can make money on these coins and then get out. No, but you talked to Rolo. You talked about getting into that coin, Rolo.
Yeah, I know,
but I sold it and I got out of it. And
I had Richard Hart. I was the first one to take a chance to fucking put Richard Hart on my show, man. And people go, "Oh, that's a bad look, Rolo." I'm like, I don't think so.
It went up a lot. It went up a lot. a lot of people took profit. Yay, Charlie!
Right.
Yeah, I was just telling them how we told people to sell Luna close to the top, get out of FTX. We were very, very, very proactive on telling people to get their money off exchanges.
Yeah.
On the last cycle.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, I'm still holding a hex. I will until you tell me not to, right? I mean, what am I going to do now, right? But I think the other thing is like I didn't put my fucking daughter's college trust fund in the hex, man.
Well, okay, now I'm mad.
I'm not a
now
fucking.
I'm mad. Now I'm mad.
Yeah, why didn't I? Right? Yeah, exactly. Like,
comes out.
I think people have like. You think I'm paid way more than I am?
Rolo, do you got like a good chunk of pulse chain yet, or are you still dollar?
Oh yeah, I definitely have pulse. So that's why I was asking. I'm like, do things change once Richard Hart gets out of this SEC, quagmire?
Sure. Yeah, I think it's like still a good time to even be dollar cost average again, because since that narrative is there, right? Like it keeps the network very, very cheap, because once he's out, or once Trump gains office and Gary Gensler is out, like, man, that stuff is going to run. And I know a lot of people still have like a lot of doubts on that area, but I mean, everybody was like, where was that 10,000X? I mean, Hex did it last bull market. So, I don't know. There's just a lot of people that don't like, value investor products, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's always a risk, man. People want a sure fucking thing, man. Whether it's money, or it's pussy, or it's, getting married, or it's whatever. Everybody wants fucking security.
I want a clear, sunny day in my town every single day. I don't want any weather. I don't want any, what do you call it? Snow, hailstorms, whatever. But yeah, that's not the world we live in.
Well,
really.
That's the thing is I was.
Tell me what to do, Rolo. Tell me what to do.
I'll tell you what to do. You need to learn to thrive in the motherfucking.
I want prescriptions, Rolo.
Yeah, they want a prescription. Exactly. They want 100% assurity. It's like me turning into fucking Jordan Peterson and writing a book called 12 Rules for Life. And if you follow these, you're gonna have this fucking great swell life. No, you're not. And the thing is like the world is a very chaotic and uncertain place. The best you can do is be pragmatic about things, be efficient about things, know enough. I mean, I'm not an optimist, and I'm not a cynic, and I'm not a pessimist. I am a pragmatist. That means I expect the best, but I plan for the worst, right? And so it's like all I'm doing is the best that I fucking can, and I think I'm doing pretty well for myself. Thank you very much, as well as everybody in this show right now too. I wanted to point that out because like on my show, I kind of wanted to get into the fact that me and Miguel and Charlie have like come a long fucking way in the last 2 years here in Las Vegas, and have done a lot of stuff, not only just for the community here, but for ourselves and for like our respective niches, like you guys being in crypto and me being in the red pill side of things and everything. And I think we have done more. Like, I don't think people really appreciate the amount of fucking hard work that we put into like just doing this show. I got Kyle sitting over here taking his time out of his day that I got to get him out of here by 3.
I got the cam on me now.
He's got the cam. See,
it's fun, Kyle.
Yes, we got producer Kyle here who's learning on the fly, man. We finally got what we wanted, Miguel. We got the studio. Technically we have 2 studios. And a green room. And so, we did what we set out to do, and we're still working at it if you think about it. But
yeah, I mean, it's always going to be improving until, we can scale it up and everything. But I mean, it's crazy the amount of kind of like, I don't know, just high profile people that we're going to be having in there, for guests throughout the next few years, because I mean, we already had Robert Kiyosaki in there, giving an interview. We have Kane and Kieran Warwick, who are basically Ethereum whales. And
I'm starting to get pretty tight with Sean Kelly right now too. So like I did Sean Kelly's show, and it hasn't come out yet. It was recorded. So he threw out Gary the numbers guy before me. I'm a little bit insulted. but only. I understand Gary's sort of got a big. He's got a big.
Yeah.
problem.
Well, and all I'm saying with that is just like we just started too, right? Like we're basically going to be getting a lot of high quality guests. I think Vegas is really good for networking as well, and that right there is really powerful, both for just everybody personally, but then also in terms of the content that we can give, and the quality that we can keep improving throughout the next few years.
Well, I keep coming back to the same quote, and some people kind of like don't take this the right way, but like I remember I had this conversation with Hotep Jesus one time. I think we might have been on Fresh and Fit like about a couple years back. And we were talking about grifters, right? And like grifter this, and grifter that, right? Of course, he has. It'll probably be at the. I think he does this at the end of the year. It's like in December. He does the grifties, right? And it's like so he goes through all these influencers, and who is like the biggest grifter of the year? They get like grifter of the year, and then he has different subcategories for like it's called the grifties, right? Instead of like the Oscars or the Emmys, it's the grifties, right? And I have the dubious honor of being the first quote unquote celebrity presenter of the very first grifty of the year. They started this in like 2021 or something like that. But one of the things that Hotep Jesus told me, he says, everybody you know is a grifter. I'm a grifter. You're a grifter. Everybody in this room is a grifter. Like he says, the difference is what do you give back? Like when you're a grifter, you take, right? Okay. But what do you give back? What kind of value do you give back? Like, for instance, do you remember when Bella Thorne said she finally announced that she was going to have her OnlyFans, and it was like, oh yeah, I'm going to do OnlyFans, and everyone, she had like this pre-sale of memberships for OnlyFans, and she ended up making more money in her first launch, like I think it was like $2.1 million in the first like within the first like 24 hours or like 36 hours, I think. And then she showed just basically this black and white photo of herself with like side boob. And that was all it was. And then basically grabbed the bag and ran, right? Now she's back on OnlyFans, of course, doing her own thing. But like initially she played it right because she knew what these people were going to do. Now, what does she do? She screws all of the other OnlyFans creators out of the money that they probably could have made from these other simps who would have otherwise spent that $2.1 million and spread the wealth through the other creators. So she's a grifter, and she basically took, and she didn't give anything back. She hasn't done anything.
And the crazy thing is right, if all of those guys had just been like, okay, I want to actually improve my life, right? I want to invest in something. I want to grow this money. That $2.1 million that she probably wasted on, designer clothes, a car, maybe a house or whatever, all these guys could have probably turned to, 20 million, 200 million over the course of, 5 years or something like that, if they are actually like focused on the right things in life. But clearly, that
wasn't a high priority for them. I didn't show you this one yet. I showed this to Charlie. Okay, Charlie. $6.6 billion 2023 for OnlyFans content creators. That is like, it exceeds the NBA's combined payroll of $4.9 billion.
And they've recently been trying to do a smear campaign every once in a while on the guy who created OnlyFans as well. I think he's a British guy. And what do you call it? I don't even know how much that guy is worth right now. But I mean, if the creators are making that much money, I mean, this guy is in the multi-billions for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Always bet on pussy. Here's why. Here's why you should always bet on pussy. OnlyFans revenue 2022 up to, this is 2022. That was the last one. I don't know what 23 is right yet, but it's $2.5 billion USD. That's over 1 billion more than the previous year. So they created more wealth in 1 year. And by the way, this isn't the 2020. Remember, you could sort of give a nod to 2020 because of COVID and everything.
So OnlyFans profit. The kind of wealth that you think back in the day when there was like DVDs, for all like you think that was the kind of money they were making?
Oh yeah. Yeah, when they first came out, because it was new, right? It was the new form of technology. So you're at $2.5 billion for OnlyFans revenue, and then the OnlyFans profits is at 1.25 billion, 1.25 billion right there. And then how much is OnlyFans worth valuation wise? Look at that, man. It's probably by the end of the year.
There we go. That's the number.
That's what they could sell the company for. $20 billion, assuming somebody would buy it.
Let me give you some numbers real quick. Yeah, sure. Can you go back to the revenue or how much money they made?
Sure.
Well, one thing I'll say about that as well, this is going to be a $1 trillion company within a decade.
Oh yeah. I mean, you're looking at big tech numbers here, like Google and Apple fucking numbers here pretty soon.
Yeah. CZ, so they made OnlyFans revenue was $2.5 billion. CZ, which is he owns the biggest exchange in crypto on the planet. Mm-hmm. He was in jail for 4 months, and he made $25 million every day. He made $3.1 billion while in jail.
Wow.
Doing nothing.
Cash money.
Doing nothing. Yeah.
I mean, maybe he's playing ping pong or something, but
yeah. I got to throw these ones out here too. OnlyFans users by numbers. Look how many people have increased in the usage. 2.1 million content creators. And then OnlyFans users and numbers. And if you just look at the increase here, and it's only going up.
So do you think the users, like if you scroll back up to the users, like the first year was at 100,000 women, right? I would imagine, right? A little higher than that. Yeah, 100,000. So do you think that the like a lot of the original women that are on OnlyFans are now just graduated to like pimping the other girls or managing? I'm sorry, managing. Sorry,
yeah,
managing.
I was gonna say there's always gonna be like people who are gonna make money off of the people who are making money, right? So there's always gonna be somebody who's gonna want, oh, I can coach you and teach you how to do it the right way and everything, right? Meanwhile, Black China is like raking in. Where was it? The top OnlyFans creators. I think I have the. Anyway, Black China is like one of the top. She's raking in $20 million a month.
Yeah, I don't think for long though. I think she's falling off.
Yeah, and like Bella Thorne is number 4. And by the way, Mia Khalifa is number 5, and she's bringing in $8 million every month.
Damn.
So, excuse me, former porn star who's still a porn star making what $8 million a month off of these guys.
She's probably more profitable with that than she ever was with porn.
Yeah,
but I was kind of curious. I was like, I wonder if there's demographics there for like where in the world people are subscribing from. Like, where are these guys? Like, majority in the world. Like,
so I got into this Twitter exchange with Gia McCool, who I like very much, but like sometimes we just sort of like lock horns on stuff because I think she's a little bit more idealistic than I am. And so she was talking about, nudity is cheap. Why is OnlyFans so popular? OnlyFans is so popular because it gives men who lack self-control the ability to manage and fulfill their desires. Sex is a component of control, but there's more to it, yada, yada, yada. And so I popped off with the numbers here. I go, 90% of OnlyFans consumers are married men. That's in those stats, by the way. Yes. There are currently 190 million active users on OnlyFans. So so what's 90% of that? This is 171 million married men with at least one subscription to the sexuality of another woman who is not his wife. If wives refuse to occupy their husband's sexual attentions, he will manage that desire with someone else. It's not a lack of self-control. It's simple pragmatism, right? And that got me thinking. I've been writing an essay on Substack about this right now. Is if you look at the numbers involved in all of this, if 90% of the guys on OnlyFans are married, that means 171 million guys who are in marriages have at least some sort of fantasy escapism with some chick. At least one, if not multiples, right? At least one woman is getting attention, if nothing else. Certainly getting money to the tune of maybe $29 a month. I don't know what the average subscription, $9.99 a month, whatever it happens to be. Just because they're not getting something at home. Right, that's 171 million men who are married. Right, I'm like, how do you like? They're not. They're not
every married man in America.
Yeah, they're not all fucked up. I do not have an OnlyFans account.
Well, that's why I was kind of curious about like geographic demographics, because like like a place like the Middle East, right? I'd be like, okay, I can see that number being kind of like a lot higher per capita. But the United States is a tech-based company, so or tech-based country, so basically you could probably see a pretty good chunk here too.
Now you'd probably have to break it down a little bit further too, because like the user base by country for the United States, it's like 68.4% of the traffic that goes to OnlyFans comes from.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. That's the stat that I was looking for.
Yes, you'd have to parse that. So it's not actually 171. It would be like a little bit lower than that, I think. But like even if it's 150 million, I mean,
that's a lot of fucking people.
Damning numbers, ladies. Yeah, like you're falling down on the job here.
It's a UK-based company, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what is that like? 80 or 100 million?
Privately held too. There's never, and so then later on, Gia McCool is like, well, they're a privately held company, so those numbers can't be accurate. And I'm like, they're worth $2.5 billion. The SEC, it's in their best interest that those numbers are very accurate down to the fucking, percentage point, right?
Well, and those guys, they have a whole board, and the whole structure that takes care of all that stuff. So like. I'm sure they're publicly listed, right?
Yes.
So I mean, they have to put reports out there every quarter.
Well, with that kind of money, I mean, we were just saying they're going to be $1 trillion company very soon, right? It's like at some point they'll be $1 trillion company. Yeah, it's in their best interest that they're pretty transparent about those numbers because they don't want to lose, because they have a lot of money to make and they have a lot of money to lose if they fuck up, right? So especially when you're a privately held company.
If they just got into the NFT game, bro,
Oh
they
my.
could clean up.
Oh my God.
You know, like they would just
how can we leverage OnlyFans?
OnlyFans times Dapper Labs, NBA Top Shots, but
Top Shots.
Top Shots. I don't know.
Remember when we did that one show? It was about 2 years ago, and we were talking about the NFTs that were being made of like OnlyFans girls, and they're like collectibles, like baseball cards. Like that's when NFTs were like starting to take off, and some smart son of a bitch said, you know what, I'm gonna go and copy and paste some of these like my favorite OnlyFans girls, and I'm gonna turn them into NFTs, and they went huge because everybody loved them, and the girls didn't have like the foresight to figure that out on their own, and so they got all pissed off and started filing lawsuits and like cease and desist and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is like, the NFT market's dead, so maybe that's the only thing that can kind of jumpstart that shit. But the crypto market on the token side has been just outpacing the NFT side by like crazy amounts this bull market.
NFTs will come back, but they just won't be as popular as last cycle. But we need Ethereum to be like $6,000 probably before
you get that far.
Yeah, before there's enough money, enough for people to recoup losses, where they'll start like trying to shill NFTs. But they won't be. But in that same vein, $6,000 Ethereum will have meme coins like just straight vertical like that as well. So the NFT mania kind of switched over to meme coins basically. But meme coins have always been here. Always. Are you
guys in Cultivate Crypto for Q3 and Q4? Do you have a separate section for meme coins?
We have basically what are we calling it? We have
low cap gems.
Low cap gems, yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like the movie Uncut Gems. You're looking at all the different jewelry that
movie is crazy. That movie is crazy, dude.
I like that Kevin Garnett was in it. I mean, Kevin Garnett's one of my favorite players of all time. But no, we're looking at low cap gems, basically. The diamonds in the rough, all the stuff that you can kind of get on the really, really cheap. It's more like a little bit more like a lottery ticket, but you don't put that much in it. So like you put a couple $100 in it, see where it goes. It's kind of like a sports bet, I would say in that way. But right after that, we talk about like a balanced crypto diet, which is portfolio talk. Pretty much telling you how to dissect your portfolio into different areas so that you're heavy on stuff that's not necessarily guaranteed, but higher likelihood to succeed, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, versus then you put smaller percentages in your low cap gems or your mid-tier cryptos that can do a lot of X's, but they require Bitcoin, Ethereum to do well. And then when Bitcoin, Ethereum are like taking a pause or not doing as well, then those coins can have a lot more volatility to the downside. So you have to really research those, be convicted about those. And so we give you enough information right at the beginning of the course so that you're relevant with what's happening in the market. But then right after that, we come back from the break, we go into risk management because it's like the least sexy part of investing, but risk management, making sure you're not going to lose first, right? You want to win, but first learn how to not lose and then, go towards the winning side.
Learn how to play safe.
Yeah. We try to give people the medicine along with kind of the candy, the sweets that they like. Cause everybody's here to look at meme coins a lot of the time. They're like, I want that 10X within the next few months. Right.
Yeah. I mean, like what's the popularity of meme coins, right? It's just like get rich quick, right? Get in, get out. Well, the wet ass pussy coin, right?
We showed the chart on that today.
Yeah. Oh my God. That was funny.
What price is it at today? Did it dump or did it pump?
It kind of just maintained basically. Yeah, I mean, but basically, exactly what we said on the other show. I mean, it just basically didn't do. It did a whole. It's sitting right now at 1.8 cents. So yesterday, when everyone was hyping it up, it jumped up. Basically, if you're lucky, you got in at a penny. You maybe 2 times your money if you sold, and if you didn't, you're probably sitting at with the loss of 20-30% right now.
Yeah, it should be kind of smart to like do something with it in connection with like her concerts or something that she has events for. Because if she has like events throughout the bull market being like, hey, if you own this token, you get 10, if you earn a certain amount of this token, you get certain percentages off tickets to her shows or whatever it is, right? If there's like some utility to the token and it's not just like a community token, like you could actually like pump at that point, but that would actually require, somebody in her like PR team to actually know what the hell they're doing with crypto.
So Iggy's launching like pop-up strip clubs where you get a discount on dollar bills and then you use the mother token to like, so guys were going to the strip
That's
club.
the Iggy one, right?
Iggy Azalea, yeah.
Yeah, I was just meaning for the Cardi B one because I kind of feel like that one is more likely to rug because there'll be less utility versus mother, is actually one that will
she's trying. Yeah. And that's the whole thing is these guys have to try. Like I was showing Rolo this, let me see if I got the meme here. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Like there, let me share my screen real quick. This picture right here is just so synonymous with these coins. It's just these guys didn't try. I mean, half these guys, I mean, these coins could have actually run. It's just they didn't do anything.
Dude,
I love how Jenner's up for
crypto.
You know what would be funny if they just kept
Amber Rose coin.
Amber Rose coin. The Hulk Hogan one, literally, I think the Hulk Hogan one was like, I think what happened, there's like 2 or 3 of these where like guys find like someone on their team launched a coin under their name and they found out about it and they're like, what the hell are you doing? And they canceled, they like rugged it. Like, what do you guys, this is super bad. Like the Hulk Hogan one was like, it rugged like, I think $300,000 and it just went to zero right away. There was that Barron Trump one was kind of, I don't think it was him.
But you know what's crazy about this list right here? They're missing somebody.
Andrew
I don't see Akon.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Akon like basically like gamed an entire city in Africa to like buy cryptocurrency and then just dump on their ass. And that's like his hometown practically. I'm like, he's like the most famous one. I think he's probably like, I don't know, volume wise, maybe kind of grifted or scammed the most on that.
Tate says he's never pumping the daddy coin again now ever because last emergency meeting because all of his children kept asking him to.
The hard part about that is then you may think that he's pump faking everybody to buy up supply and then going to talk about it again. You're like, that's the hard part because he isn't the type of guy to like just let things go or at least try, like, who knows? I mean, but maybe he's serious about it. I'd have to see it.
I would always be skeptical of like any celebrity coin, right? Somebody's, I know what it was. This Trader SZ, like he just gifted me like a bunch of like Donald Trump coin or something like Trump coin, and it's just like went like it was up and it immediately just drops off a cliff. And I'm like, well, he's like, you can get rid of that now if you want. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of the Donald Trump coin, like that one had done really, really well, like during primaries and everything. And then I don't know, as it's gotten
fell off a cliff.
Election, like everybody's like, oh yeah, we already kind of pumped and dumped.
Yeah, that's over. Yeah, it was over in like within like 72 hours. It was done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting that the sort of these altcoins or the meme coins right now. Like there's some that are settling out. Like Kittenheimer is settling out. Ponke is settling out. What was that other one you were showing us earlier, Miguel? BitBoy's one is.
Bro.
Yeah.
It's actually up a little bit finally, but yeah.
Well, that's the interesting thing, right? Like when you kind of see the ingredients that it takes for these things to start kind of like going again, because they've been like kind of doing these jump starts, here and there for the last like 1 month because Bitcoin has come off another 60-day cycle low. But Bitcoin's basically been consolidating in this channel for like the last like 6 months or so. And so there's periods of time where everybody's like, oh, yay, we're doing well. And then, we have like a couple of weeks or like a month where coins go up and then everybody's like, oh, time to take profits because Jesus, this market's just, keeps chopping, right? But the advantage of that, especially that we've been preaching to our guys in the Moon Gang is, during that time where everybody's like, oh my God, we're going down, like, why are we buying? Prices are falling. We're like, when there's blood in the streets, that's where you make profit, right? And so scaling into these coins, the ones that are risky, the ones that aren't, and stuff like that, as long as it's between the band of about $53,000 Bitcoin to about $68,000 Bitcoin, you're basically getting a discount on the altcoin space, Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever is kind of, the asset that you really like in the space. So the reason why that's so powerful is because we've had a lot of students who have been doing that throughout the entire bear and early bull market, since 2022 and sometimes since 2021, even back to 2020. But all these people, a lot of their stories are, hey, yeah, if, for somebody who has a little bit more, they've put in maybe a couple $100,000 into the market and, they're up, right? They're not like up crazy. Their $200,000 is like, up to like $230,000, $250,000. They're making money. And that's through dollar cost averaging through the entire, downwards or sidewards period. So the thing that's interesting over the next 1 year for the Bitcoin bull market going to new all-time highs, once we get past that level of 70 to I'd say $73,000 Bitcoin, that's the signal that we're looking for here in Q4, that once that happens, you better be allocated, because what most people are doing, right, is the exact opposite of that. They're crying when the prices are going down. They're ignoring the market. They're going on vacation. They stop paying attention. Once we're at 80,000, right, then they will be buying, right? They're going to be buying all these things way, way higher. So sometimes, people are like, yeah, the market's down. There's, it's sideways. There's, not a lot of action going on. It's like, that's the time when you should be paying the most attention. And so that's why we've kind of put the crypto mindset course at these periods of time that are most advantageous. And Q4 in just Bitcoin history has been mostly up. There's been months where Bitcoin does, 40% gains on itself each month in Q4. That's happened multiple times in the past. And, so if you see Bitcoin moving that much in a lot of these altcoins, whether they're meme coins, AI coins, or whatever narrative you're looking at, they're going to be making a lot of money. So, that's the best timing.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask the question that everybody's going to ask anyways here. What do you guys think how the election will affect the crypto market?
Yeah, we did kind of a whole episode on that last night. We were trying to make points for Kamala Harris, but it was so hard, bro.
It was I was playing Kamala Harris, and I was struggling to figure out any positives here. Right? But basically, Orange Man good for Orange Coin. Right? The Republican Party is a lot more friendlier towards crypto, but even the Democrats are starting to turn. It's become a little bit of a political issue. So like everyone's trying to just garner votes and saying nice things about crypto, but Trump is actually launching basically a crypto Ave. He's had NFTs. He's at least positive to neutral on it. And that's all we need. We just need someone that just won't have negative legislation against it. And he's super against regulation. I mean, he's already said he's going to fire Gensler, the chair, the head of the SEC, who's an enemy of crypto. So just that alone, getting rid of the SEC, the chairman of the SEC is such a W for crypto. It's insanity. Plus that he's going to lower oil by 50% in his first year. He's going to bring back fracking. He's going to bring back some of these pipelines that we needed. We're going to start at the very least, go back to being energy independent, but maybe even exporting oil. There's just off of that alone, energy prices going down, reduced taxes, more tax cuts. That's just going to, interest rates coming down from the Federal Reserve. It just looks like a really nice time in 2025. Under Kamala Harris, it will still pump. But I was saying, this is something me and Charlie were saying on that stream last night is, under Kamala Harris, I think we still will pump, but it could end very early in 25. It could be maybe like quarter two and it's over. That's it.
Yeah, if they're a little too aggressive with the money printing. Well, and the other thing that's interesting, about Trump is that, the Bitcoin reserve that he's planning to have for the United States, I think, I forgot the exact number, but it's around 200,000 or 250,000 Bitcoin that the United States holds. Some of that was seized from Silk Road. Some of it was seized from, other, criminal activity, basically, that has happened in the space. And so we had a country like Germany earlier this year in the summer sell $500 million worth of Bitcoin. I think it was about 50,000 Bitcoin that they had sold off. The Bitcoin price is pretty much unaffected because the guys who are buying that were BlackRock. And BlackRock actually has right now about 200,000 Bitcoin. I think Michael Saylor's right around the same area. So all the smart people, and the country of Bhutan has been mining Bitcoin for years now, and they have 13,000 Bitcoin, which is 33% of their annual GDP, right? So these countries, and El Salvador is doing it as well with their volcano energy, but all these countries who are looking to, hedge against fiat currency because we have this tool now that is limited. The countries that are realizing that, and the leaders who are realizing that, are creating this reserve, just like a gold reserve, that we've had for countries, with Fort Knox and everything, way back in the day before, we took ourselves off the gold standard. And if you look at monetary history, if you have an asset like that, I mean, it's simple math, right? The dollar is your money over infinity versus Bitcoin is your money over 21 million. So if you have a scarce resource and you have governments collecting it, you have Harvard, Stanford, Yale have it in their endowments. There's a lot of smart people who are collecting this right now because what they see is this whole industry is going to be mainstream, within the next 8 years. So as long as they got their bag, then they have their hedge against, a lot of volatility that can happen.
I feel you. So let's just say, for example, we just for sake of argument, we do get into this big, record-breaking bull run. Like, where should people be allocated? Meme coins?
I mean, you need a meme coin bag for sure, actually.
Yeah, portion. I mean, Ethereum right now it's been getting. I mean, if you look at Bitcoin versus Ethereum, Bitcoin has been the winner, but I think that's going to start flipping over just because Ethereum once fees kind of go up and stuff, it becomes deflationary. There's going to be upgrades to Ethereum to make it a lot cheaper on gas fees, but the ETF, it just doesn't need as many purchases on the ETF side in order for it to kind of equal up what's happened to the Bitcoin side, right? When the Bitcoin ETF launched, it was about a $20,000 move of just value, just because people were buying the Bitcoin ETF. I think people are going to be surprised, and this always happens, is that Bitcoin outperforms Ethereum, and then Ethereum kind of catches up in the bull run, and we need Ethereum to essentially run a little bit for the rest of the coins to really run. Everyone and their mom is talking about Solana, but Solana, even though everybody and their mom was on a Phantom wallet, buying Solana, buying all this stuff, getting into meme coins, Solana still didn't pass its all-time high. Bitcoin did. Bitcoin got to $74,000. It passed its all-time high by $5,000. We had a $69,000 all-time high in 21. And in 2024, in March, we hit 74,000. Solana only hit $200. So you would think that the number one coin, the darling, would have passed its all-time high, right? It's only but it didn't, because it's getting held back because Ethereum and all these Ethereum is kind of like the poker chip, like the real DeFi money bags, like where people store a lot of their wealth. So it's kind of underperformed. It's still done very well, but just underperformed Bitcoin. So with Ethereum finally doing much better, more money getting put into some of these other projects, we're going to see quite a violent uptick and stuff in the market. So because even though Bitcoin is Bitcoins are gold in a way, but like our cash reserves is kind of Ethereum basically. And I know that's not the most perfect example, but truly, like we buy Bitcoin, hold it for a long time. But we use Ethereum kind of as like another reserve, and that one's much more easier to like transfer through bridges to get to the space on the DeFi side. I can always sell Ethereum or Bitcoin off to buy another coin on exchange, but there's a lot of big whale players that have a lot of their money on chain, not on exchanges, that need bridges in order to kind of reach that, or have to do much more steps, and those steps kind of slow things down basically.
Yeah, and also if you break down crypto into kind of like different narratives and different sections, meme coins have been doing extremely well over the last 1 year or so. We have the AI crypto space actually doing extremely well over the last 1 year. We have a lot of layer ones that, I think some of them have moved pretty good, but not all of them. It was kind of like a tired narrative that we had from the last cycle, but the layer ones that have moved, their ecosystems have also been doing well. But the thing that's going to be changing here in Q4, especially with the narratives are going to get jostled up a little bit. You're going to get this rotation of, okay, we like these things, but we're going to kind of slightly change, the taste of, what people are most interested in promoting, right? So you kind of have to look at where is the market going next and where does money start getting allocated into similar types of coins, but maybe sometimes new coins. Of course, there's your higher cap coins that are always going to be moving. But when you go to the lower cap crypto coins, yeah, that rotation happens quite a bit. And I think, going into 2025, all these crypto organizations that have been building projects for the last 2, 3, 4 years, they're like, if we don't launch now, right, we're not really going to be taking advantage of this bull market, right? Because historically, Bitcoin's bull market has really started about 6 months after the halving, which is pretty much where we're at. And so Q4 is where a lot of these organizations, companies, small funds, stuff like this, they're going to be like, okay, time to turn on the jets. So at least the people who are crypto native are like, all right, time to deploy a lot of cash. So just with that, you're going to see actually like a lot of uptick with Bitcoin and crypto, even if you do have some, faultiness with the S&P or traditional markets. I do think the narrative that Larry Fink has been putting out, which is Bitcoin's a flight to quality, is actually going to take root a little bit in Wall Street. So that extra capital flow that we have in liquidity that's coming around the corner in 2025 needs to go somewhere. And so at least the people who have been accumulating money, accumulating these things and building these things, they're going to be holding markets up, I think, a little bit better than a lot of people might realize.
Yeah.
Hey, I got this. Viking Dad with these boys. Show some support. Like the video. Thanks, brother, man. Much appreciated. And of course, we got Moon Gang. I feel like I'm like the fifth member of the Beatles here. I guess I'm part of Moon Gang. I lurk on you guys' shows. Like sometimes I'll just pop off just because I want to give you shit. But I do. I usually come in here and I've got, because we share a studio, and like, Charlie will be in here and I'll come in here and just like poke my head in now and then. But I think it's great that we have this crossover. So let's talk about the crypto mindset for Q3 and Q4 right now. What is have you guys added anything? Is there anything new to this one, or what's the obviously you're doing Q3 and Q4 together for a reason. So why don't you give us a little bit of a breakdown of what you guys are going to get into in the next pass of this?
Sure.
Do you want me to pull up the calendar, DCC?
Yeah, I was literally looking for it right now. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I'm looking for it right now, actually.
Okay, I got it on my side. I can just share a screen and then we can chat about it.
Okay, sure.
Okay, here, let me, here, we'll do it this way.
There we go.
Oops. All right, can you see that?
Yeah, now you got it. There you go.
Okay. Yeah, DCC, if you want to just like kind of explain the basics from the beginning on this, and then we'll add to it.
Yeah, so classes start October 14th, and so it's basically on a rhythm of 2 days on, 2 days off, right? So it's going to be an AM and PM class that'll start. That's 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. These classes run for about 3.5 to 4 hours long. These are all live, just like you're watching right now in 3D.
There you go.
On YouTube, right? But it's going to be through a Zoom link webinar, and it's going to be through a Zoom link webinar, and they're all going to be live in person, all live in person, recorded. If for some reason you miss a class, don't worry. Within 24 hours or less, they'll be uploaded and you'll be able to watch them. Okay. As soon as you join, you'll be added to a Telegram group where we'll have some pre-recorded webinars to kind of get you started on the real basics, real basics, and kind of like what to do, how to do some storage and stuff like that. And then on the class, we'll start it off with a bang. Q4 2024 thesis, what we believe it's going to happen over the next 3 months for the rest of the year, as well as kind of we're going to lead into what's going to start happening in 2025. We're going to talk about politics, geopolitics, demographics, fundamental analysis, technical analysis, news. I mean, anything that's pertinent and very important to like what's going to happen in Q4, but as well as kind of an overall kind of explanation of some history that's also happened so far in the crypto space and why we're coming to some of these theses, basically, right?
Cool.
We also are going to give up a couple of examples of possible black swans, right? Of like, if World War III happens, I mean, bro, it's World War III. I mean, right? But getting past that, the next class we're going to talk about the top 50 coin list, which is basically where we break down the top 50 coins that we think that are going to make money. There's ones that are more diamonds in the rough versus other ones are much more better looking charts. We think they have some action moves, but every coin on this list is something you should at least kind of know at least a little bit intrinsically, and just you don't have to have all of them, but it's just nice to have a list to be able to kind of start a portfolio off, right? And the next morning we're going to have low cap gems. This is where we talk about meme coins, kind of coins that are sub $500 million, especially like we're going to talk about some coins that are even $1 million and above, and talking about how to research these coins, how to look them up on Dex Screener, how to use some filters, and kind of get into the nitty gritty of like meme coins and kind of how to play them and how to be very, very careful. Also, this is stuff we talk about in risk management and stuff, but kind of to make sure you use something called a condom wallet, which is a condom wallet is basically a wallet that's not attached to any of your main funds. You kind of pre-fund it with Ethereum or Solana, and from there you basically can keep yourself safe from getting rugged, because if for some reason that wallet got compromised, you only lose the money on that wallet. You don't lose your main funds, which is really, really important. Too many times people put all their money on a single wallet, which is a recipe for disaster. It's allowing you to get divorce raped, basically. After that, we go into a balanced crypto diet, which is basically, okay, we've given you the 50 coin list, we've given you the low cap gems. Now we're going to tell you more or less different ways to actually structure your portfolio. Is it like, do I want to be all just in Bitcoin and Ethereum? Do I want to be all mid caps? Miguel, Charlie, I hear you guys, but I'm all 1 million low cap meme coins. That's all I'm doing. And we go all in between. And then from there, we take a 2-day break. During the 2-day break, people are going to be able to, catch up on anything they missed possibly. And then we head into October 18th on the risk management, which is a very important one. Basically, how much should I allocate? Is this too much? Am I not? Am I doing really stupid things? Am I much more like a safe? Am I much more like risk tolerant than I am, or am I fully a degenerate? We talk about everything when it comes to like basically how to allocate. Am I allocating too much? Can I handle it? And after that, we get into basically fundamental analysis. It's a class that I personally teach. Which is basically how to research cryptocurrencies, how to research on YouTube, how to go on Twitter, how to use what are the platforms where you can actually look up get crypto information safely, effectively, and where to essentially get links. Then on the next day, we do on-chain data, which is taught by Big Mike and stuff. It's done by Charlie and Mike, where they talk about how to kind of look in between like wallet addresses, what is some good Bitcoin data, and on-chain analytics is very time intensive. We do warn people that this is a brand new tech tree in crypto, but it is very time consuming. So from there we get into technical. Now maybe I should let Charlie explain technical analysis. Sure. This is the one he teaches specifically.
Yeah. Technical analysis is just basically taking a look at right. So when we look at the prices or where things have been, you have all the history of each coin. And when you're looking at, how do people on Wall Street look at assets, you're going to usually be looking at a mixture of technical analysis and fundamental analysis to understand the asset in the first place. And then also to understand kind of where the asset's going, how much money you can make with it, and stuff like that. So, and then in crypto specifically, we have the on-chain data piece as well, which is pretty much unique to crypto, but you can start looking into wallets, who's holding what, are they moving anything? So what are the whales doing, and how is retail going to respond to that? So that stuff is review for some people.
Oh, I lost him.
But
there you go. Now you're back. Cool.
Was I cutting in and out there? Or are we good?
Yeah, you're a little bit.
You did, yeah.
Here, let's do it this way. Like, I don't know why, but when I shared that or whatever, my internet was kind of like slow and choppy a little bit. You want to share it?
I'll share it on my side.
Again?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay.
How much of that did you guys catch? Because I think the internet
was
a little choppy.
Most of it. We got most of it.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I think I can share it on my side. I think that'll help out. I think. Yeah. There we go.
But yeah, then right after that, we have a few guests coming into the space with the Velodrome Aerodrome co-founder. This is really interesting project just because if you take a look at Coinbase, they have a layer 2 on Ethereum called Base Protocol. And I mean, everybody in crypto is like, yeah, Coinbase is going to do well. Let's find ways to, make money on Coinbase, right? And so Aerodrome is basically getting all the liquidity, all the money coming over to that space. And so we're talking with one of the co-founders there, really smart guy, and just really interesting on stuff that's like kind of on the cutting edge here in crypto. And then right after that, I don't know if you want to explain the Warwick brothers, but we got Kane and Kieran Warwick coming in, and interesting duo.
Yeah, definitely. Let me just one segundo.
Yeah, they're basically ETH whales. Kieran Warwick runs the Illuvium ecosystem, and which is basically a GameFi project that they're trying to build out. Has a lot of connections in the space. And then Kane Warwick, right? He started Synthetics, but he also helped build the DeFi space quite a bit at the beginning.
So yeah, because him launching Synthetics, the older brother launched Synthetics, and because of launching that project, there was a lot of talent that kind of got built up in there, and a lot of that talent went on to basically build a lot of the reasons why we're able to trade stable coins in the market. CRV, Convex, Aave were some of the projects that were kind of started off of this. The lending and borrowing markets, they all kind of met and hung out in Synthetics originally. Before then, they created like the 2 pools and stuff like that on CRV, and then they made a game. This is it's a little complex, but made a game, an incentive game on top of CRV called Convex, and then they went off to make, they turned ETHLend into, actually like, Aave and stuff like that, which is the actual borrowing markets of crypto. And so this is how like you can actually, I can deposit Bitcoin or Ethereum onto Aave and basically get a loan on my money.
So both of those webinars together, you're dealing with people that have, through their platforms and through the projects that they've been associated with, have basically seen a lot of money in the crypto space, just kind of how it flows and stuff like that. So we want to give everybody access to ask questions to those types of people, because when we were, first starting on crypto, that's something that absolutely, we didn't have, because you can't really have access to those people beyond, watching maybe a couple of their interviews on YouTube. You can't actually have access to ask questions to them unless you're literally a professional in the space.
Correct. Yeah. And they're very, very busy guys. These are pretty wealthy guys. We joke around calling them the Australian mafia, but they're a huge part, and they're actually huge players in Australia and stuff like that.
And also there's interesting connections across the crypto space from Australia to Japan to China, and then basically going over to Dubai from there. So a lot of these countries, realize there's a lot of the international market money, and the regulations in a lot of those places are really like letting crypto flourish and thrive. Whereas the United States with Gary Gensler and the Biden administration has been like, let's try to ruin this industry, right? So you actually see a lot of these international companies building up. And I think for American companies who might be slower to the game, like that's actually kind of a disadvantage to them, because we were talking about Binance, right, being the biggest exchange in the space. And then you have Coinbase being the biggest one. Exactly. You have Coinbase being the biggest one, in the United States. But what did they have to do to get CZ's market share a little bit? Who's the CEO of Binance, right? They literally had to get the Department of Justice to go after him on pretty, I would say, minimal charges. They get him to basically play ball, say, hey, okay, I want to keep my billions. I want to keep my company. And so, I think, I don't know the numbers right now of market share, but it'd be like, let's say it's 80-20 principle, and Binance had 80 and Coinbase had 25, just as an example.
Internationally, globally.
Coinbase grew like an extra 7%. And it's like, Binance and the international market here, because the regulations in the United States are so slow, that's where a lot of the new billionaires are being made. That's where a lot of this kind of decentralized Silicon Valley that we got going on is really flourishing. So if Trump does get elected, then all of a sudden these guys like Aerodrome, Velodrome, Coinbase, a lot of these companies, I think, will actually grow quite substantially more.
Right. And this was basically an attack on him anyway, because basically he went after their golden boy, which was, Sam Bankman-Fried of FTX, basically. But Sam Bankman-Fried, excluding whatever the CZ from Binance did, they were illegally stealing people's money and using it without their permission to do basically, they were actually funneling money out of the company and
Gary Gensler is a family friend of Sam Bankman-Fried. He was in the Bahamas 6 to 9 months before we finally figured out that FTX was doing shady shit, and he didn't do anything about it. That's his goddamn job, right? And then you have the Biden administration, which did Choke Point 2.0 at the beginning of 2023 to try to slow down and overregulate and push the crypto industry. And, Gary Gensler is the SEC regulation arm of that. So it's just kind of crazy to see how these people have really tried to slow down crypto, and yet, Bitcoin's still thriving almost at new all-time highs.
Yeah. And the big reason that they cared so much and they really went after these guys too is because you had FTX funnel $250 million, $250 million to the Democrats and over $200 million to the Republicans. Both parties.
So, what were they trying to do? They're trying to make crypto look bad, right? If you look at Sam Bankman-Fried, you're like, okay, if I'm going to go tinfoil hat, little conspiracy theory,
okay,
I'd say, they put him there as a plant, pay off some,
as a patsy,
give some money to the government and stuff like that. I mean, we talked about this in, a lot of the FTX debacle streams that we've done over the last, over that year when it was really going crazy. But man, and then, Caroline Ellison, right? She gets away with giving the government $11 billion. It's like, where was she hiding that? You know what I mean? It's just so it makes no sense. There's a lot of weird shit going on with that.
Because she said she lost all the money because she was the head of trading. She was the head of trading of essentially their hedge fund and Alameda Research. And she said that they lost all their money trading. They were basically negative. They kept losing trades and kept stealing FTX money to recapitalize, to keep taking more trades in order to make the money back. So they kept losing at the casino, getting more money from the house to gamble again on the casino, and kept losing. And so where did she get the $11 billion? I mean, where's
the cash out from?
Exactly.
Hey, I got this one here. Let me run this real quick here. I got back into airdrop hunting and got allocated a bag of grass token. Current bag is worth a few $100 at current valuations. Is it worth holding till Sol runs or sell once token is released?
Pretty much because you already got it for free. I mean, I just wait. I mean, what's the point of selling it? If you don't need the $100, I mean, then sell it for 3,000 or zero. That's the only two options there. Yeah.
And watch it closely for the first 1 month, because a lot of the times, right, maybe the first 5 days or something, it's not going to be doing much, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, right, it goes crazy, and then it goes and does well, but then it goes to zero. So it could go first from 100 to 3,000 and then to zero. So if you're not paying attention, you might not be able to capitalize.
I would recommend you guys download the Dex Screener app on your phone. It doesn't record any data, but you can make little lists for your favorite meme coins and stuff like that, or coins, and you can just track the prices on there live, which is really cool. So it's kind of like it can even.
What's that called? What's the app called?
Dex Screener.
Dex Screener. Okay.
Dex Screener. Yeah, Dex Screener app. You can put on your mobile phone, and then you can literally put on your favorites.
Oops. Shit. Where'd he go?
Press the button, or did he just?
Yeah. Jump back in, Miguel. Sorry, I was going. I'll ask you anyways.
You're on a roll too.
I was trying to get rid of it. I was trying to kick the stat thing.
Yeah. Well, and I'll add to
let us know what's going on with the with the program itself? Like when is it closing? What are the logistics going on? There he is.
Right.
Oh, that was strange.
You're back. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell happened there? Do you want to finish your point on deck screen, and then we'll talk about what Roller just asked?
Yeah.
The details. Of the
reason I like Deck Screener is just you're able to track the prices. But one thing that I really warn people about with a lot of these portfolio trackers from back in the day and stuff is that people would put their whole coin, like I have 10,000 of this coin and 20,000 of this coin and 20,000 of this coin. And then people start making very dumb decisions or lose themselves because instead of looking at the coin price, they're looking at their total net worth, and it makes them do very dumb things.
Mm.
It's good to know. It's good to know. Like, you can have one app where you look at it once every week just to see where you're at, like dollar wise. But be very careful. It's better to look at the coin price. It makes you make a bit smarter decisions because people see a certain dollar. Like, I'm not going to sell. I know I said I was going to sell at this price, but my portfolio is almost at $1 million. I'll sell when I get to $1 million, and $1 million might not come for your portfolio. And I've seen tons. I did it myself last cycle on a couple coins. It's like, oh, when I hit like $500,000 on this coin, I'll sell it. It never happened.
Mm-hmm.
It just wouldn't happen. And then it just pretty much like once I woke up, I'm like, well, there's 200,000 I just lost. Oops. And still made money, but like, I was at 400 and it's gonna hit 5. It's gonna hit 5. Never hit 5, and they just started going down. I'm like, oh. And this is why you have to make these rules. You make these rules right now while things are calm.
Right.
Like some of the best projections you're going to make is right now because things are kind of, calm, relaxed. And that's the important thing to do, because what happens is as prices go higher and higher and higher and higher, your expectations go higher and higher and higher.
Yeah. If I can get that, I can get this. Yeah. Yeah. I know it's a casino, right? That's why I like Trader SC's like program so much, is because like you get to a point and he's like, just dump now, just get out now. Like, but it's going so high. You're like, no, this is where we said we were going to get off the bus, and we're getting off the bus right here. And 9 times out of 10, he's right about it.
Yeah, but you always leave. This is something that I've learned the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
This is why we sell the crypto mindset courses, because we learn these rules through the school of hard knocks, baptism through fire.
Yeah.
Skip all that and just get on to third base already, not having to make those mistakes, because hopefully you're making new mistakes or no mistakes at all versus like the old mistakes everybody does. Like this is supposed to speed you up, because if you mess up this bull run, you're not going to have another one for like this for another 3 years.
Yeah.
4 years. I mean, that's the market, so
it's kind of like so Trader SC he'll like say, we're going to go to this point and then we're going to stop. Right. And
I don't want to.
And you don't want to. When he says that at the beginning, you're like, okay, yes, we're going to do that. No problem. And then you get to that point, you're like, and it's going up, and you're like, okay, this is where we said we're going to get off the bus. And like, one more day.
It's interesting.
The consistency, I understand sort of the method to his madness, though, because it trains you to not make those emotional decisions. Like if you do it often, and like repetition, right? You habituate yourself to that, so you're not making emotional decisions when highs or lows, right? So you're just always sort of on an even keel the whole time, and that means like you're going to make small gains successes, and you're going to make medium gain successes, and you're probably once in a blue moon make a high level one. But if you can get just the small and the medium ones consistently enough, and you build that up over time, then you're making a good chunk of change, right? Instead of waiting for one big hit, which of course is what gambler's addiction is all about, right? Yeah, I know the next bull is going to be it.
Yeah,
Charlie, trust me on this one. Charlie, trust this one.
Right now.
Go ahead, Charlie.
1000x.
That's
true. I was just going to say,
let's talk about the program.
That's what we train people to do, basically within the courses. We say, hey, your emotions probably are not congruent with the market, because that's why the market's the market, right? It likes to mess with your emotions. So
it can stay chaotic more than you can stay solvent.
Right. And that's why we say, it's the crypto mindset, because we want to get you guys in the right mindset. So one of the things that's easy to do, because sometimes your memory, right, doesn't necessarily remember correctly, right? You might kind of remember the feeling of what it was like, but you might kind of mess up the details, right? So we tell people, hey, if you're kind of getting into some of these riskier positions on low cap coins, and they're going to be moving quickly, and you want a goal, of course, and you're logical about it at the beginning because you're actually getting into a decent position, write that down. Like, one sentence of what is the strategy, what's my goal, and then what, most importantly, kind of emotion am I feeling at the time, right? Mm-hmm. And like you said, if you do that over repetition, you do that, let's say 10 times, and let's say, 60% of the time you win, 40% of the time you lose, but you want to increase that, then it's like, okay, where did my emotions get the best of me? Where did they screw me up and say, but bro, it could still 10x, from here. Yeah. And I decided not to sell, right? So then if you have that track record on writing, right, and not just in your memory, then you can kind of start to override your emotions essentially, right? And be like, okay, every time I feel like this in the market, the opposite is the action I probably should be taking, because a lot of the times people, get caught up in the hype with a lot of these things. But yeah, in terms of the course, I don't know if you want to throw that calendar up again.
Yeah, of course.
Go ahead and put that up.
Yeah, we'll be starting webinars on the 14th. Which days are you streaming this week, Rollo?
I've got one more thing I need to do on Thursday, but that's about it.
Okay, so for this, we basically have it open until Friday, which is let me just double check the calendar here.
Double bicep flex.
Yeah,
I'll be here till Thursday.
So there we go. Until Friday, right? Mm-hmm. Instead of Sunday. But Friday, the 11th at midnight Pacific Standard Time, through Rollo's link, you guys can get in. And so, yeah, if you look at the schedule here, right, we're going from the 14th basically to the early part of November, probably into the election. And the interesting thing about that is the current 60-day cycle on Bitcoin was on September 6th. So if you look at the full 60-day cycle, basically November 5th, which is actually election day, does happen to be a cycle low here. So there's a lot of action going into that. So that's why we put the course at this period of time. And so, yeah, this is, Miguel and I already described what you get with these webinars and stuff like that. But in terms of the schedule, in terms of what to expect, that's what we got. Once you do purchase the course through the link here, then within 24 hours, you'll get an email back from our support, probably support@cultivatecrypto.com will be the email that you receive it from. And then you'll get an invite into the Telegram group that you can jump into. We've already given out 2 pre-recorded webinars to the guys that are in there already. And then we've also added, some extra links, some extra stuff that they can learn. And then we have a lot of people in there who are alumni already teaching some of the newer people, hey, this is what you do here. This is what you don't do here. So there's a lot of stuff happening here before webinars even begin. But yeah, it'll be from the 14th through the first week of November with obviously break days within there so that we can get you guys, on the right path. But, we call it no sleep gang, but there's some sleep in between. Some sleep in between. Sure. But yeah, it's kind of
I'm reading this announcement. It says Canary Capital files for XRP ETF with SEC filing. This is just
again?
8 minutes ago. Canary Capital files for XRP ETF with SEC filing.
Yeah, because Bitwise recently did that, which is a
Bitwise.
company. So yeah, they're starting to get copycats now. It looks like.
I see. Okay, this just in.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yep. So you're going to keep it open until Friday for registration. If you want to be part of Crypto Mindset, of course, you can use my link, which is the first link that's in the description there. You can get it through the multiple times that Sam Bada has rebroadcasted over and over in the chat. Thanks for your
Sam's been a good alumni in the course. He's jumped in a few times. Yeah. He's learned quite a lot.
He's a permanent fixture in your niche and my niche, actually.
Yeah. It's awesome to see people do well, in the community.
Yeah. Yep. So this is the schedule. You guys will not be unavailable at least for the next 3 weeks, at least until November 2nd. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Until the election.
You guys are going to be busy, and then you're going to sleep for a week, and then you're going to go back out again.
Gotta get a little hibernation going in after doing 8 hours of content every single day. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, cool. Well, guys, thanks for joining me today. And this has actually been a pretty lively discussion. I've enjoyed myself. Actually, I was like, oh, I got to drive all the way into the studio to do this. I'm like, it's okay. It's going to be fun. I like. We're going
to show you how to stay safe from these hoes.
Yeah, I'm actually might lurk into the meme coin class because I kind of want to learn a little bit more about that myself. So I might audit that class. But anyways, guys, thanks for being here. Where are you guys off to next? I know you guys just got back from Miami. Are you guys making the rounds with anybody else? What podcast are you doing after mine?
We're jumping into Salt Lake City and doing the nerdiest shit ever, which is a GameFi game tournament, baby.
All right.
I don't know if you want to explain a little bit about Illuvium.
Yeah, so we're having the Warwick brothers on a webinar. Well, that's one of the games that they created. So there is a big convention, a crypto gaming convention that's happening in Salt Lake City, and we're going to be there on the 9th through the 11th. And we're going to be meeting investors. We're going to be meeting a lot of the people who play the game, and we're going to be in a tournament. Hopefully, we win, but I don't think so.
What is the game?
The games, I think the tournament starts at 1:30 p.m. on Wednesday. So tomorrow.
Yeah, they'll be streaming it on the Illuvium channel.
Okay.
Or at least recording it and then putting it out on content later. I don't know which one they're deciding to do, but it'll be us versus these other crypto nerd influencer guys. So it'll be kind of hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
But the joke me and DCC were making, like, we own a lot of the token, we bought some land, but we haven't played the game yet. So it'd be just hilarious. We don't even try and we both win, or one of us wins. That'd be hilarious.
That'd be really funny.
Okay, guys. Well, thanks for joining us today. I'll take us out with let's see, where did I put that? I've got it somewhere.
Join Crypto Mindset, you guys. Don't be
Crypto
poor.
Mindset, yes. Come and get in on mine. And guys, I will see you. I'm going to have personally. I'm going to have James Sexton on the show, not live, but he'll be coming in via remote. We're going to talk about divorce and some other things. I just came across this video, and I can't remember who it was. Let me see if I can grab the name real quick. But I've got Jim Sexton on tap for Sunday's show. And I know what it was. We're going to talk about what was it? The discussion between Hannah Cox. That's who it Cox. COX. Hannah Cox is talking to some other dude, a divorce attorney, Corbin Payne. And of course, they want to say that the red pill is the reason why everybody gets divorced right now. So I think me and, you have your divorce attorney, Hannah. I got mine. so we're going to get into that on Sunday. And I will have James on the show for me for the better part of the show. So that's going to be something you guys aren't going to want to miss. It will be at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, as always. Until then, I will see you guys later. Thanks for coming by, gentlemen. Appreciate you. And we're out of here.
Hey, y'all.
Would you do it again? I need to feel you on top of me. It was my first time.
Tell these bitches to go to hell.
But I was just a kid when we met and went to bed. It was my first time. What you expect from me? I'm breaking up the rules now in the game. I've got some new tools. Let's do the same. Time came by when open like a matchbox stereo. Time to get my thoughts now let go. Bound to keep me up all night.
Drop that bitch.
But maybe we can fuck again. And maybe things are different. Goddamn, baby, one more again. Won't you put it on me one more again? I need to know. If maybe we can fuck again. Then maybe things are different. Goddamn, baby, one more again. This could have the best in my life.
Oh, those guys are back.
God wants you to have the baby.
Fucking in the bathroom, tearing up every wall while I got your hair. Why you screaming my name?
That's nasty. It is nasty, right? Isn't it nasty?
Swinging in
Oh.
the bedroom, whole time stopping and stuffing with her hair. Like she's calling you Kelly. So baby, one day, ride me up and down like a pony. Turning up my song, getting nasty. Working up and down on your body. One day, ride me up and down like a pony. Turning up my song on your body. But maybe we can
This podcast has been a production of the Irrational Mail. All right, reserved 2024 registered trademark. Guys, if you're interested in crypto mindset, quarter 3, quarter 4, check the link below. And don't steal my stuff. Oh, gnarly!
I feel like I go to the bathroom battery after.
Sorry. Tell that bitch to be cool. Say bitch, be cool. Be cool, honey. Say bitch, be cool.